Lesson 10. Becoming a person who can walk through storms. Strength isn't avoiding storms. Strength is walking through them without losing yourself. Marcus Aurelius said that the obstacle is the way, and the desert monks taught that the storm reveals the foundation. Scripture echoes the same truth. When the winds blow and the floods rise, the house built on rock stands firm. Storms don't create weakness. They reveal what was already shaky, and they reveal what is unshakable. Life brings storms in many forms: a sudden disappointment, a broken expectation, a difficult conversation, a moment of uncertainty, a season of pressure. We often think strength means preventing storms, predicting storms, or controlling storms, but real strength is quieter. It's the ability to stay rooted when the wind rises. It's the ability to stay yourself when life becomes unpredictable. It's the ability to keep walking even when the path disappears. Inner stability is the first movement of this kind of strength. Stability doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't let every feeling become a decision. The monks said, "Do not let every wave move your heart." Seneca wrote that the mind becomes powerful when it stops being dragged by every emotion. Scripture says, "Be still and know." Stillness is not the absence of emotion. It is the refusal to be ruled by emotion. You can see inner stability in everyday life. Someone speaks sharply to you, and instead of reacting instantly, you breathe. A plan collapses, and instead of spiraling, you pause. A fear rises, and instead of letting it take over, you observe it. Stability is not coldness. Stability is clarity. It's the quiet decision to respond from your center, not from your panic. Deep roots are the second movement. Your roots are your values, your faith, your clarity, your inner compass. Deep roots don't shout. They hold. They anchor you when life shakes. Marcus Aurelius said that the soul becomes strong when it returns to what is essential. The monks said, "A tree with deep roots laughs at storms." Scripture says, "Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken." Deep roots don't remove the storm. They keep you from being uprooted by it. You practice deep roots in simple ways. You remember what matters when everything feels chaotic. You return to your principles when emotions rise. You choose integrity when shortcuts tempt you. You choose faith when fear whispers. You choose clarity when confusion pulls. Deep roots are not dramatic. They are consistent. They are the quiet habits that keep your soul steady. And then there is quiet courage. The courage that doesn't roar, doesn't perform, doesn't need applause. Courage that takes the next step even when the path isn't clear. Kierkegaard said that faith is walking to the edge of the light and taking one more step. The monks said, "Courage is the willingness to stand in the storm without running." Scripture says, "Do not fear, for I am with you." Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to move with fear instead of being paralyzed by it. You can see quiet courage in everyday life. You make a difficult phone call you've been avoiding. You show up to a conversation that matters. You take responsibility instead of hiding. You admit the truth instead of pretending. You take one small step toward healing, even if you don't know the whole path. Courage is steady. Courage is humble. Courage is the next step, not the whole journey. Storms also teach us the importance of small challenges. The monks would intentionally practice small discomforts, not to suffer, but to strengthen the soul. Seneca wrote that the person who trains with small difficulties becomes unshaken by large ones. Scripture says suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character. Character produces hope. Small challenges build the inner muscles that storms later require. You can practice this in simple ways. Take a cold shower for 10 seconds. Sit in silence for a minute longer than you want. Do the task you've been avoiding. Speak the truth gently when it's uncomfortable. These small acts of courage prepare the heart for larger storms. Staying close to your anchor is another movement of strength. Your anchor might be prayer, stillness, scripture, breath, silence, or a simple phrase that brings you back to center. The monks repeated short prayers throughout the day to stay grounded. Marcus Aurelius returned to his journal. Scripture says, "He will keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on him." Anchors don't remove storms. Anchors keep you from drifting. You can practice anchoring anywhere, in the car, in a meeting, in the kitchen, in the middle of a difficult moment, a breath, a verse, a quiet prayer, a moment of stillness. These small returns keep your soul from being swept away. And finally, don't walk alone. Even the monks had guides. Even the strongest people had mentors, friends, companions. Scripture says, "Two are better than one, for if one falls, the other can lift him up." Strength is not isolation. Strength is connection. Strength is letting someone walk with you through the storm. Strength is admitting, "I need support," and allowing yourself to receive it. Storms will come. They always do. But you don't need a calm life to be a calm person. You don't need perfect circumstances to have inner peace. You don't need certainty to walk with confidence. What you need is a free heart, a grounded soul, and a quiet trust that you are not walking alone. And each day you can return to 3 simple movements. Inner stability, respond from your center. Deep roots, stay anchored in what matters. Quiet courage, take the next step. Peace is not the absence of storms. Peace is a spiritual posture, a way of standing, a way of breathing, a way of trusting. And when you learn to walk through storms without losing yourself, you become the kind of person life cannot break. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If this lesson brought you peace, consider sharing it with someone who may need it. Until next time, stay gentle with your soul.